What is going on, guys? It is that day of the week again. It is Whip It Wednesday, and this is episode 7. We are 7 weeks in. This is freaking exciting. So today I am at the park again, giving my friend some lessons. And no, we're not going to talk about his driving skills. He's getting better, so we're going to leave it at that. However, we're going to talk about something else that's a little stronger and deeper. Today, we're going to talk on Psalm 55. Psalm 55 is the psalm where David, King David, he is basically pleading to God because he is listening to the words of the enemy. And I'm going to kind of jump around in Psalm 55, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. However, I am going to get into it from the beginning, and I'll jump around. So I'll tell you exactly which verses I'll be hitting momentarily. But today we're going to be talking about the words of others and the effects that it has on us, okay? And what we can do with those words when we give our cares and all of our stuff to Jesus, all right? So Psalm 55 verse 1 says, "Listen to my prayer, O God, do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me. My thoughts trouble me, and I am distraught because of what my enemy is saying. Because of what my enemy is saying, because of the threats of the wicked. For they bring down suffering on me and assail me in their anger." So, oh, my friend Maria's on. My wife is watching. Hello. Hope you're having a good time over there in Sicily. Anyway, so here's King David. He's going through some stuff. People are coming after him. People are talking about him. They're just slandering him down, and he is getting destroyed. How often do we listen to the words of others when people send threats, send insults, send different things that's gonna words? They say things like, "I'm gonna come get you," or crazy stuff like that. I know. When I was growing up, I was bullied as a kid, and I used to have a lot of threats like that. And I remember living in this fear of even trying to walk out of my house at times, because it was so intense that I did not even want to walk out the door, because I was afraid that I was either going to get jumped or someone was going to kill me, because that's what they said, they were going to come kill me. But I began to do something that David did. We're going to jump over to verse 16, and he said, "As for me, I call to God, and the Lord saves me. Even every evening, morning, and noon, I cry out in distress, and he hears my voice. He rescues me unharmed from the battle waged against me, even though many oppose me." We're going to jump down over to verse 22. "Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He would never let the righteous be shaken." And then we're going to run over to the end of verse 23, and it says, "But as for me, I trust in you." So what are we talking about here? We're talking about how David was anguished. He was afraid. He was freaking out on the inside. He let God know. He acknowledged his fear. He acknowledged his emotion. But then he turned it around and flipped it on the enemy and said, "But I trust in my God. I call to my God, because my God is greater than your words. My God is greater than the threats that you have laid out before me. I trust in him. I rely on him. You could say whatever you want, and I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going to move. I'm not going to be swayed to the left or to the right, because of the fact that I trust in my Lord. I cast all my cares onto the Lord, and he will sustain you." He sustains me because I am in relationship with my Lord. See, when you have a relationship with God, and I'm not talking about just the Sunday thing where you go to church and you have a moment with Jesus, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you forget all about him, and then you go back on Sunday and you try to repent for everything that you did during the week. I'm talking about you waking up in the morning, you're giving glory and honor to God. You think you're walking in the afternoon, you're about to have lunch, you're giving honor to God. You're about to go to sleep, you give honor to God. You're about to go to the store, you give honor to God. You're giving honor to God in everything that you do, everything that is about you, around you, in you, in front of you, behind you. You are giving honor to God. You are not looking to the left. You're not looking to the right. You're looking straight up to Jesus Christ. Why? Because that's where our trust comes in. That's where our help comes. Like we talked about a few weeks ago, we talked about our help coming from the Lord. Our help, we look to the hills, right? We look to the hills. So we need to walk in that. So even though we may have moments where the enemy comes and speaks these things against us and says things, and sometimes he tricks us and we fall into temptation or we fall into sin, and then he puts those words of, oh, look, you done messed up now. God hates you. God doesn't like you because of what you're doing. Oh my goodness, right? Like, really? Sorry. As long as you have a repentant heart and you walk away from that and you say, you know what? I messed up. Lord, forgive me. You get up, dust yourself off, and you continue walking in the realization that you are in his glory. You're not walking in your own flesh and your own stuff, right? I almost said something else. So I'm a work in progress. However, I caught myself. I said stuff. Okay. But when you're walking in your own stuff and the thoughts are coming into your mind, you need to recognize it, acknowledge it, and then flip the script and say, but, and use the word but, and say, but my God is greater. But I am called, separated, set apart, called on, being righteous. I am a king, a son of the king, like all these wonderful things, right? So cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. He would never let the righteous be shaken. As long as you are staying focused in his word, as long as you're staying in relationship with him, communicating with him daily on a consistent basis, every decision you're making should align with him, meaning that you should be asking him, Lord, is this the right thing to do? Like right now, I'm going to be honest, I'm in a transition where I have a job offer, but I don't know if it's the right step. So I am in transition. So I am sitting here allowing God to speak to me, praying consistently, laying it down before him and asking him to guide our steps if this is the right direction to go. And I have another option where I can go with something else. And I'm like, all right, well, what do I do? Basically, I trust in the Lord. I trust in God that he's going to provide, that he's going to give the direction, but I have to stay focused where? On his word. And I got to stay focused on being in relationship with him, spending time with him. That is the only way that you get to know somebody, is when you spend time with each other. I have two friends of mine where we spend a lot of time together and we get to know each other. And the beginning was kind of like walking on eggshells. We didn't know what we can say to each other, what we couldn't say to each other. But now we joke around, we hang out, we talk about stupid stuff, we talk about fun stuff, but then we also get real and we talk about real life stuff. And that's what the beauty about having relationship, right? You're building something together to the point where you start to be yourself. No longer is this facade of I gotta act a certain way. No, I'm myself. You're gonna see Jesus in me, or you're not gonna see Jesus in me. And maybe at a specific moment you won't see Jesus in me because I might mess up and I might screw up. But guess what? I'm human too, and that's just how it is. That's how we have to roll, and we have to just stop allowing the enemy to put this weight on us, and allowing us to be weighed down with pain and depression and like just the swirl of I messed up and oh, I'm in shame and God hates me and that this and that. Cut it right now. You need to acknowledge, I'm feeling this. All right, I feel shame. I did something wrong. God, forgive me. I am so sorry. It doesn't have to be this major moment where you're like bawling and then you're falling on the floor and you're wailing and all this craziness. You don't have to do all that. It's okay to do that, but you don't got to do all that. Because the moment you open your heart and you say, God, I messed up. I messed up. I looked at porn today. Or I pleasured myself today. Or I cursed today, like I just almost did. I cursed today. Lord, I did something, I committed adultery, which is really bad. But you need to confess it to yourself, confess it to God if you committed adultery, and confess it to your partner that you're with, because that's wrong. Anyway, so all that to say that we just need to put our trust in God. Put our trust in him, for he is with us. He is guiding us. He loves us. He doesn't love the sin that we commit, but he loves us as human beings. He loves us so much that he's going to pick us up. He's going to dust us off. He's going to say, I forgive you, and keep on walking. Keep on walking. Keep walking in your direction to truth and to righteousness. And don't go back. Don't go back to doing it. Don't go back to messing up. Make a conscious decision. Be conscious of your own actions. Don't be walking around, flailing around like whatever. No. Be conscious. Be conscious of your thoughts. Think about your thoughts. And also be conscious of your words. Be careful what you're saying, how you're saying it, what you're saying. Your thoughts could get you into a swirl of so many different things, and you don't even realize it because you're not being conscious to your own actions. Okay? So that is my Whip It Wednesday thought process for today. That was Psalm 55 that we spoke on. I encourage you to read the whole chapter. It's actually a really, really good chapter. And anything in Psalms is really good, really. But Psalm 55 is really good because it talks about all of this. And actually in verse 4, he says, "My heart is in anguish within me. The terrors of death have fallen on me. Fear and trembling have beset me. Horror has overwhelmed me." See, he's real. He laid it all out. If you put your mindset in what David was going through at the time when this was happening, like, this is not an easy thing. This is not like, this man is afraid. He's scared. He's ready to he's ready to dig himself in a hole and hide for the rest of his life. But instead, he called out to his father and he called out to his daddy. He said, "Abba, I need you. I can't do this on my own. I'm afraid there are people out to get me and I don't know how to escape this." But you know what? God is so good that he wraps his arms around you and he covers you and he hides you from the enemy, and the enemy can't find you. Okay? The enemy can't find you. So those are my words for today. Guys, I appreciate you. Remember to be motivated, be encouraged, be inspired, to continue to share your story, to walk in faith, and don't be afraid of what is to come, because God is an awesome God. And if you have a chance, please make sure that you are liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the bell on YouTube. And for my friends on Facebook, just continue to like and comment, share the post as much as possible. And if you are on Instagram, by all means, hit that like button, comment, let's talk about it. And also, I encourage you to take a look, take a check out on my link tree, which is in my bio, and check out all the stuff that I have there as well. I got hats and shirts, so it's cool stuff. But whenever you get a chance, I even got shoes, by the way, and the shoes are fire. Just saying. Love you guys. God bless.